From the streets of Miami to becoming one of the most powerful bosses in hip-hop, the story of Rick Ross is a journey of ambition, controversy, and luxury. Born William Leonard Roberts II in Mississippi and raised in Florida, Ross built a reputation as one of the most recognizable voices in modern hip-hop. Known for his deep voice, lavish lifestyle, and powerful storytelling, he transformed his life into a global brand. His music paints vivid pictures of street survival, wealth, and success, making him a defining figure in Southern hip-hop culture. But behind the fame is a story of hard work, bold decisions, and an unstoppable drive to succeed. Today, we explore the biography, lifestyle, and legacy of the hip-hop mogul who calls himself the Boss. Early life of Rick Ross. William Leonard Roberts II, born January 28, 1976, known professionally as Rick Ross, is an American rapper and music executive. An influential figure in modern hip-hop music, Rick Ross has become known for his booming vocal performance, larger-than-life persona, and vivid lyrical imagery. His lyrics form the hardships of street life and block market economic activity into a rags-to-riches narrative, often describing affluence, wealth, and luxury. Prior to releasing his debut single, Hustlin', in March 2006, Ross was the subject of a bidding war, receiving offers from Diddy's Bad Boy Entertainment and Irv Gotti's Murder, Inc., and ultimately signed a multi-million-dollar deal with Jay-Z on Def Jam Recordings. His debut studio album, Port of Miami, 2006, peaked atop the Billboard 200, along with his second and third albums, Trilla, 2008, and Deeper Than Rap, 2009. His fourth album, Teflon Don, spawned the single Aston Martin Music, featuring Drake and Chrisette Michele, which received triple platinum certification by the Recording Industry Association of America, RIAA, while his fifth and sixth albums, God Forgives, I Don't, 2012, and Mastermind, 2014, peaked the Billboard 200 twice more. Outside of his solo career, Ross was a lead member of the hip-hop group Triple C's alongside fellow Florida rappers Gunplay and Torch in 2005. Ross founded the record label Maybach Music Group, MMG, in 2008, through which he assigned artists including Meek Mill, Wale, French Montana, and Omarion, among others. MMG entered a joint venture with Def Jam and later Epic Records to release his subsequent albums, Hood Billionaire, 2014, Black Market, 2015, Rather You Than Me, 2017, Port of Miami, 2, 2019, and Richer Than I Ever Been, 2021, after which it entered a joint venture with Gamma to release his collaborative album, Too Good to Be True, 2023, with Meek Mill. Ross is the recipient of 9 Grammy Award nominations and has been named Man of the Year by hip-hop magazine The Source in 2010 and 2011, as well as Hottest MC in the Game by MTV in the latter year. Breakthrough in hip-hop. The turning point in Rick Ross's career came in 2006 with the release of his breakout single, Hustlin'. The song quickly became a street anthem, gaining massive attention across the hip-hop industry. Its success sparked a major bidding war among record labels, eventually leading Ross to sign with Def Jam Recordings under the leadership of Jay-Z. Later that year, Ross released his debut album, Port of Miami. The project debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart, instantly establishing him as a major force in rap music. His unique style, combining luxurious imagery with gritty street narratives, set him apart from many other artists. Following his debut success, Ross continued his momentum with hit albums like Trilla, 2008, and Deeper Than Rap, 2009. Each project reinforced his reputation as a powerhouse in the hip-hop world. His booming voice, cinematic beats, and confident persona made him a favorite collaborator among major artists. By the late 2000s, Ross was no longer just a rapper. He had become a cultural icon representing ambition and success. Mastermind and Hood Billionaire. Rick Ross released his sixth album, Mastermind, in March 2014. The album received generally positive reviews from critics and debuted at #1 on the Billboard 200 chart with first-week sales of 179,000 copies. As of April 8, 2014, the album has sold over 290,000 copies in the United States. In June 2014, it was announced that Ross would make a guest appearance on the docuseries Sisterhood of Hip Hop. In October 2014, Ross announced he would be releasing another album, Hood Billionaire, in order to make up for Meek Mill's Dreams Worth More Than Money album being shelved due to his incarceration. Rick Ross revealed cover art for Hood Billionaire in October 2014 and announced the release date to be set for November 24th. The album received mixed reviews from fans and critics alike. Legacy and influence. Over the years, Rick Ross has become one of the most influential figures in modern hip-hop. His music blends vivid storytelling with themes of ambition, resilience, and luxury. This distinctive style helped define the sound of Southern hip-hop during the late 2000s and 2010s. Ross's influence extends beyond his own music. Through Maybach Music Group, he helped launch several successful artists and shaped the careers of many rising stars. His role as a mentor and executive proved that hip-hop artists could evolve into powerful business leaders. In addition to music and business, Ross has also become an author and motivational figure, sharing lessons about success and entrepreneurship. His life story demonstrates that determination, vision, and strategic thinking can turn obstacles into opportunities. Today, Ross remains active in music, business, and media. Whether performing on stage or expanding his empire, he continues to embody the persona that made him famous, a larger-than-life hip-hop boss. Lifestyle, wealth, and business. One of the most fascinating aspects of Rick Ross's story is his luxurious lifestyle. Throughout his career, Ross has portrayed the image of wealth, success, and power. His lyrics often celebrate expensive cars, designer fashion, and massive mansions, reinforcing his boss persona. Beyond music, Ross built an impressive business empire. He invested in restaurants, real estate, and brand partnerships, including ventures with Wingstop and premium beverage brands. These investments significantly increased his wealth, making him one of the richest figures in hip-hop. Ross is also known for owning a massive estate in Georgia, one of the largest private homes in the United States. His lifestyle reflects the ultimate rags-to-riches narrative, transforming a challenging upbringing into a life of luxury and influence. Despite controversies and industry rivalries, Ross maintained his position in hip-hop by continuously evolving as both an artist and businessman. His ability to blend music, branding, and entrepreneurship helped him build a legacy far beyond rap. Maybach Music Empire. In 2009, Rick Ross expanded his influence by founding Maybach Music Group, or MMG. The label quickly became one of the most powerful brands in hip-hop, launching the careers of artists such as Meek Mill, Wale, and French Montana. MMG represented more than just music. It symbolized luxury, power, and ambition. Ross positioned himself as the mastermind behind the movement, earning the nickname The Boss. Through his leadership, the label released multiple successful albums and collaborations that dominated hip-hop charts throughout the 2010s. Ross also continued releasing his own music, including the highly acclaimed album Teflon Don in 2010. The project featured the hit song Aston Martin Music, which perfectly captured Ross's signature theme of luxury and success. By building his own label and mentoring younger artists, Ross transitioned from rapper to music executive. His influence helped shape the sound of modern Southern hip-hop and inspired a new generation of artists who admired his entrepreneurial mindset. 2015 to 2020. Renzel and Epic Records. Ross had a mix of both adversity and accomplishments in 2015. Ross was arrested for kidnapping and assault charges and was sentenced to house arrest in his Georgia home. Ross joined the Snapchat platform and began referring to himself as Renzel, a play on the name of famous actor Denzel Washington. In September, Ross released a mixtape, Black Dollar, his third full-length release since March 2014. He soon announced his eighth album, Black Market, for a December 2015 release. To promote his upcoming release, Ross released a remix tape, Renzel Remixes, on Thanksgiving 2015. Black Market was released on December 4, 2015, and it served as Ross's final album for his original contract with Def Jam. The album's song Free Enterprise stirred up controversy because the lyrics included the line, "Assassinate Trump like I'm Zimmerman," referring to Donald Trump. In January 2016, after much speculation, Rick Ross signed a solo deal with Epic Records, reuniting him with L.A. Reid, who originally played a major role in signing Ross to Def Jam. On February 21, 2016, Rick Ross remixed Kanye West's Famous. Ross was active in 2016, releasing many songs including Make It Work off of Self-Made Volume 4, Purple Lamborghini with Skrillex of Suicide Squad the album, Supa Cindy, and Freaky Ho. He announced that his ninth album, Rather You Than Me, was slated for a March 2017 release. The album debuted and peaked number 3 on the Billboard 200. On February 2, 2018, Rick Ross released Florida Boy with T-Pain and Kodak Black as the first single from his album, which was slated for a 2018 release. On June 22, 2018, Ross released Green Gucci Suit with Future as the second single from his 10th album, Port of Miami 2, released on August 9, 2019. The album debuted at number 2 on the Billboard 200. The album included the single Gold Roses with Drake, which was nominated for a Grammy Award for Best Rap Song at the 62nd Annual Grammy Awards. In July 2020, Ross teamed up with singer August Alsina for a track titled Entanglements, a diss track towards Alsina's ex-lover Jada Pinkett Smith. In 2017, Ross was criticized for stating in an interview that he never signed a female rapper because he would end up fucking her and fucking the business up. Ross quickly apologized through a Facebook post where he called his comments insensitive and a mistake he regrets. Personal life. Family. Ross has 5 children. Toy Roberts, born March 2002. William Roberts III, born September 2005. Berkeley Hermes Roberts, born September 2017. Billion Leonard Roberts, born November 2018. Bliss Roberts, born August 2020. Ross was briefly engaged to Lyra Galore Mercer in 2015. Health. On October 14, 2011, Ross suffered 2 seizures in the same day, once in the morning and again in the early evening. Following the morning seizure, he was unconscious and CPR was performed. After suffering the second seizure, Ross was admitted to a hospital in Birmingham, Alabama, where doctors ran a battery of tests. They declared him healthy. Ross attributes the episodes to a lack of sleep in the previous week. Ross later noted the incident in the remix of Meek Mill's song, I'm a Boss, with the line, "Had a couple seizures, call it minor setbacks. Everybody praying for me, I respect that. Woke up in the hospital, where my check's at. Then I put 8 chains where my neck's at." On March 2, 2018, Ross was hospitalized after being found unresponsive in his Miami, Florida home from a possible heart attack. Ross was on life support. He was released from the hospital a few days later. Religion. Rick Ross is a Christian, and in an interview with Corey Coco Brother Condry on Lift Every Voice, he indicated that, "I had told myself at one point, no matter what I go through, I never question God." In addition, Ross indicated that he prays every time he goes on stage to perform. End of story of Rick Ross. The story of Rick Ross is more than just a hip-hop biography. It's a story of transformation. From a young man growing up in Miami to becoming a global rap mogul, Ross built an empire through music, business, and relentless ambition. His deep voice, bold lyrics, and luxury lifestyle made him one of the most recognizable figures in hip-hop culture. Through his success, Ross proved that hip-hop can be more than music. It can be a platform for entrepreneurship and legacy. Whether as a rapper, executive, or businessman, Rick Ross continues to inspire millions around the world to dream bigger and hustle harder.